gone now, as you keep smiling at the crowd. Pressure is your best enemy, spotlights show what they wanna see. Sometimes it feels like you're under attack, you just can't break free. I'll be there when you're down, when you're losing your crown, till the afterglow, the afterglow. I'll be there when you fall, when you're losing it all, in the afterglow, in the afterglow. Whoa! It all started with the passion, it all sounded like a dream. Remember how you kept on laughing, now you're trapped in your own skin. The anxiety growing.
And we're here we are, Smackdown Security Detail, coming to us from Berlin, Germany. Is Smackdown. I'm still thrown off because we've got Chris Parrish joining us at the start of the show for once. Parrish, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm thrown off, but I'm doing good.
I love it when a plan comes together. And when SmackDown started, we had Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax come to the arena, and we start off with the man with everybody saying the megastar, L.A. Knight.
I almost was spoiled by who accepts his open challenge, but I managed to avoid that. All I saw was LA Knight, and I'm like, nope, got to skip over that because SmackDown is actually taped for us, obviously.
I was one of those people that was able to avoid everything.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. No,
I had fantasy football drafts, so that was actually quite easy.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of reasons to get distracted from wrestling news in the last few days.
Well, what I was trying to do, because I finished up the Bash in Berlin intro today, and I thought I should go and look and see if there were any further announced matches for Bash in Berlin that would have been announced on SmackDown, but I didn't see anything. So, and I knew by doing that, I might have had to have gone into the spoilers to find it, or at least find a way to look at the card,
That is why I just don't peep my head into the cave of the unknown. Because I might not get what I get. It's funny. I look at the TV. I'm like, that ain't Corey Graves.
I kind of figured it was going to be either Kaiser or Vinci stepping up to the challenge.
Well, I don't see why it would be Vinci. I don't think this is the time for him. Like, I don't think there's enough hype yet for him, and I think you really wanted the hype.
That was weird. Okay, you cut out, and I got a phone call at the same time when that happened. So
I mean,
missed.
they're here. I mean, we just got to accept it.
So I missed what you said, essentially.
I said I didn't say to be Vinci because I don't think he's hyped enough yet to return. We've seen one promo for him or vignette for him. So yeah. I think you want to continuously build that hype, make sure that people do want to see him. And I don't think you want to waste a rush on that hype just because of a potential crowd, which, let's face it, he is not from Germany. So what would be the play on that one?
Yeah, and Kaiser is from Germany, so that makes even more sense, you know?
Yeah.
So for the first time, I'm drinking some Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It's kind of meh. It's okay, but it's not the best.
I've learned how to make Baja Blast just on my own, and I don't really care for it to myself. Then again, I'm not much of a soft drink kind of a guy.
Yeah. So another thing I've been thinking about too, and we've been talking about titles coming into WWE, with the amount of times that they've been going to Europe this year, would it be fitting that they bring back the European title or no?
I only think you do that when NXT Europe hits, and I think one of the reasons why they're going back to the Europe scene, obviously because you want to strike while the iron's hot with the fanfare and success of the company. I think you also want to create a market for when NXT Europe does hit the ground. You want to make sure there's that audience for it. So I think there's a multiple amount of reasons, but I think you wait for NXT Europe, and I think you kind of just use this momentum to kind of make sure that the people want it and get that demand before you supply it to them.
Yeah.
Also, before we forget, if people are watching, make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow Turnbuckle Studios as much as you can. If you're on the YouTube side of things, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up to let us know that we're doing a great job, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be alert every time Turnbuckle Studios is live, which is quite frequently, as you will see later on in the episode. And if you're on Twitch, make sure you're giving that sub. If you're using Amazon Prime, make sure to use that Amazon Prime sub and get yourself that free sub.
That reminds me, I might I gotta see how much money I have left to see if I can afford to get back my Prime this month. I spent a lot of money today.
I spent some. The joys of working a half day.
Well, today was my payday, and so it was go out and get groceries. Oh, and meet up with Dan and give him the money I owe OMD and give him the money I owe him.
His shoot name's Dan. He'll probably be in shortly, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he told me he's doing a run-in today, so as he does every Friday.
Yeah.
So we just saw a commercial for NHL, and got to bring it to our attention because Parrish and I and OMD, we always talk about it, but let's take a moment and say our condolences to Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau, who sadly passed away last night. Now, I know you weren't too big of a fan of Johnny Gaudreau given his team, or were you?
I don't dislike the player. I just dislike the teams he played on.
Okay.
There's a difference. If he decided to make a right decision and come to the Oilers, then that'd be a little bit on the better side. But
Yeah.
he gave the Oilers a lot of wins, and for that I thank him.
Yeah.
But no,
He actually was a fantastic player.
A very sad tragedy. I think a big message on here is don't drink and drive, people. You might think it's not a big deal. It might not be an issue. But you never want to get behind the wheel when you are under the influence because, one, it's illegal, and two, you are not yourself when you do that. So do not. Call an Uber, call a cab, phone a friend, do whatever it takes to avoid making this same decision that this guy made, and it cost the life of two brothers who happened to be in town the day before their sister's wedding. So all the sympathy, all the love, all the prayers, and all the good wishes go to the Gaudreau family.
Well said, Parrish.
Hey, bot, you can get the F out.
Oh, I had to laugh on Tuesday for the Turnbuckle Talk. One of those bots came in and said, "I like your stream. I like the game you're playing." And we weren't even playing a game, obviously.
You don't say. The best part is I can do it on my phone. So that's what I get to do. The joys of banning bots.
I totally forget how to do that. That's why I just leave them there. I know I have access to the Turnbuckle Studios Twitch, but
Nords Vase Ventura. Bye-bye.
I was going to say we waited all commercial for this match to start, but I forgot in the arena it was taped, so they got the match right away.
It's going to be like, it's already done, bro. We also have taken considered as a 9-hour difference. Well, for me, it's a 9 hours. It's, I think, 7 for you.
Yeah.
Or even less for you. But yes, there is a giant time difference between where we are to Germany. So that is why, if in order for us to watch it on the live stream on television right now, it's either going to be very early in the morning or pre-taped.
Mm-hmm.
When I say early in the morning, early in tomorrow's morning. That is why we are getting Bash at Berlin at a very insanely earlier time.
1 p.m. Eastern, as it just flashed up on the screen. At least it's not like when me, you, and Carl stayed up to watch Elimination Chamber in Perth.
I mean, I was okay with it.
Yeah.
I had a kid. It was fine.
I made sure to have my Rogue Energy by saving 10% by using the discount code Parrish that day.
I made sure I had a lot of sea change alcohol. And I drank at home. Now, would it be fitting for, I don't know, Randy Orton to cost Kaiser the match?
I really think it would be. But I was thinking, is this part of, is Kaiser doing this match on SmackDown? Not just because they're in Germany, but is this also a part of that Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce trade, maybe?
I mean, it could very well be played into that because, one, it makes sense, and two, it kind of skips that loophole, or it actually helps the loophole that they would have. Because I can definitely understand people be like, oh, why is SmackDown guys on Raw and SmackDown? Like, it's almost to the point where this is exactly why I will consider to beat this like a drum. Just allow some trades to happen. It definitely refreshes it up.
Mm-hmm.
And every year you can do what the NHL does every time there's an expansion team coming in. You can protect a certain amount of superstars, male or female, and then you can redraft those with the inclusion of NXT. And maybe there is a select amount of people from NXT that can be drafted. And that way you have a more of a organized way of handling this draft.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear what I actually thought about saving and fixing the draft, go back to the history. Go back to the archive. Go follow the Chris Parrish podcast on Spotify and listen to the episode where I talk and explain how I can fix the WWE draft.
Honestly, guys, go back and listen to that. It's a fantastic episode.
I did it myself, too.
I watched you work on it.
It cannot take me a long time. I'm not going to lie.
No, it was one night after the Raw Patrol, I believe you did it.
No, I did it during. Yeah, when you get ideas, you write them down. I always have the notepad beside me.
It's literally why I have my laptop beside me every time something creative pops into my head. Like the one time I couldn't sleep, and sure enough, there's
There goes my hero.
watch him as he runs.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Not too bad. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
No problem. I just got home from work.
How was it? It was pretty dead when I saw you.
Jesus,
That was pretty
that's
much
not the
the
right. Really?
Yes.
That's the word. Given what we just were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And
It was quite
pretty
parish.
much stayed the same. Yes.
Lug. That's why I'm here. My work was not that busy. So capitalizing on the opportunity
I don't blame you.
to do what the pen is did and get the F out.
I've literally learned from that post to actually pay attention to Parrish's wording now.
Yep. So just to kind of get people a little taste of behind the fourth wall here, we have a group chat. It's not really that obvious. Of course, we all communicate somehow.
Mhm.
I let everybody know that due to work, I will not be running in. And both men in here, outside of me, thought that meant I wasn't going to be there. However,
Yep.
what it meant was I was going to be there in its entirety, but because of work, I will not run in. I would be there for the whole thing. I just didn't give them all the information. So,
So you pulled an OMD and went vague.
I didn't go vague. I actually gave you a reason to what was happening. I gave you foreshadow.
We just took it the other way that he was going to be staying late to work.
Yep.
I told you exactly what was happening.
So yes, I did see that we are in the midst of the LA Knight Ludwig Kaiser match.
Yep,
Yeah.
Kaiser was the one who answered the open challenge,
Good.
which, again, makes sense because of the fact they are in Berlin tonight.
Yes. I did avoid all spoilers.
Also, we just want to take this time, as the match is now back in action, to check us out tomorrow at the good old 1 p.m. Eastern Time, as the PLE patrols a little bash in Berlin.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've got everything all sorted and everything ready to go for that show. Next up, I still have to do NXT, though.
Yes, you can see these two gentlemen tomorrow for the Bash in Berlin. I will be once again enduring at work. But I will be here Sunday night for the PLE Patrol for No Mercy.
I will be doing multiple fantasy drafts during that show, so just so you know.
That's all right.
Also, riddle me this. I'm in a fantasy league where it's all Canadians, and they decided at first Tuesday, after a long weekend here in Canada, was the day to do the draft instead of the Saturday, Sunday, or Monday opportunities. To now they're figuring out, oh yes, why aren't we doing this?
Right?
The joys of a commissioner who doesn't pay attention.
So we're getting Andrade and Carmelo Hayes later on tonight, and they called it Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes Part 4.
Oh, it is their fourth match.
It is. Also later on tonight, we got Nia Jax defending her women's championship against Michin in a street fight.
That we do.
I'm kind of looking forward to that one.
And we expect Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens to come face to face before their big matchup tomorrow at Bash at Berlin.
Yes.
And in the I'm not really sure if I care about this column, but we've got Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews taking on Legado del Fantasmas, Humberto, and Angel in tag team action.
Yeah, and I can see where you're coming from with that, but it would be nice to see Corbin and Apollo get the W in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can go. One, I enjoy it because it shows us a little bit more depth in the tag team division without showing us the same old tag teams we've been seeing the last few weeks.
Right.
And I think this is both teams need this win, as we're seeing a lot of losses pile up for the LWO wannabes. See what I did there? See what I did there? Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. If you ask me, Berto and Angel, they need this win just as much, if not more.
That's where I'm going to disagree with you, because as we have seen that rivalry between Corbin and Apollo and the LWO wannabes, as you like to refer to them, it has always been Legado coming out on top. I haven't seen Apollo or Baron get a singles win or a tag team win.
But they're also not the established tag team like Humberto and Angel are, who have been coming up short when it comes down to those tag team championships, whether it's title matches or number one contenderships. So in order to get back to those titles, one might be able to say that they need this win just as much, because they also have added pressure with Santos Escobar, who is not too happy after failing to capture the United States Championship last week in Washington, as he has put the LWO on notice for accountability.
This is a great match we're getting between these two men right now.
And I don't think we would have expected any less from these two competitors. And what a way to start the show. Now, was it like literally right from the get-go, or was there a segment before the match started?
The only segment they did show is the typical everybody walking to the arena kind of thing, and then they went straight to this.
Well, they went straight to LA Knight coming out and doing a little bit of a promo.
Yeah,
which then led to the match.
Yeah, he came out, kind of had a promo that hyped the night, as it were, you know?
Okay.
Or the weekend in Germany, I guess you could say.
Well, just like he did in the nation's capital of the United States, the BFT comes to the aid of the megastar. as OMD
I saw it.
is now going to be one of those with everybody saying the winner, LA Knight.
Yeah. OMD, you fail.
Well, you just jumped in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, who do you guys see as the next contender for the U.S. Championship?
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say it's the man they've been doing the vignettes for, and I think they're going to fast track him, and I'm going to say Giovanni Vinci.
We literally just discussed Vinci possibly going after the U.S. title. I think it's... Sorry, Parrish. Go ahead.
No.
I was going to say, I think, honestly, I agree with what Parrish was saying earlier. It's a little too soon for somebody like Vinci right now to go after the U.S. title. So I would have to say I wouldn't mind Carmelo Hayes going after LA Knight.
I can see it, but again, Melo needs to start getting the wins. He needs to start elevating himself on the main roster before he can do that.
Depending on where we want to go here, if we want to just keep the tournament going, then yes, I suggest have a random. But I think if you really want something of noteworthy and you really want to start making traction on something serious, I say Jacob Fatu.
Oh, I like that one too.
I do. Which I believe Best and I discussed last week on this program as well.
We did. I love this little promo package they put together for Gunther and Randy Orton.
You love Orton and Gunther's package?
I do.
Okay. Now, the reminder to why we're getting Randy Orton and Gunther was at the King and Queen of the Ring, where the finals was Gunther versus Randy Orton, where Gunther won by the ref not seeing Randy Orton's shoulders not all the way down for that win. So the question remains, who really is the better man between the two? And now that Gunther used that King of the Ring crown as the referee's decision was final to become world heavyweight champion, Randy Orton chose this to be the time the Viper strikes for redemption.
Which, by the way, I completely forgot about that finish up until Orton did that promo where he reminded everyone of it.
Right. Now, aren't you just making the mistake of being a fan from the past, forgetting that everything matters?
Mm-hmm.
Even Triple H said at that post conference they will compete again down the road.
Now, if you were WWE, and because SmackDown's in Berlin tonight, would you have Gunther show up on tonight's show even though he is scheduled for the pay-per-view tomorrow or the PLE tomorrow?
No. I
No.
think you make it special. You make the moment mean something at Bash at Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're doing is all you need to do.
Yeah.
And not to mention, Gunther is not a SmackDown superstar. I know Randy Orton technically is, and he will return to SmackDown if he fails at capturing the title. But if he does capture the title, he will be permanently a Raw superstar.
Right.
Which would then move Gunther over to SmackDown. So I don't think you actually need.
Noah wouldn't.
Yeah, why would that move Gunther to SmackDown?
Gunther was drafted to Raw. It would just move Randy Orton to Raw. Remember, Roman Reigns didn't get secured a brand when he lost his championship to Cody Rhodes, who was a Raw guy who won the SmackDown title. He just became a member of the SmackDown brand.
Right.
As we've got Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin making their way to the ring. Oh, they're calling themselves Los Garza. I'm not sure about that name, but all right.
Well, it is their family name.
Yeah, that makes sense. I totally forgot they're cousins, or are they cousins or brothers? I can't remember.
Cousins.
Okay.
Now, what match are all of you guys excited to watch at Bash at Berlin? And don't give me this, I'll be at work, I won't watch it. We all know you have one that if you're going to watch it, this is the one you want to watch.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to the Punk and Drew strap match, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Best on this one. This is a match type, this strap match that I have wanted to see for a long time. The four corners.
No, I'm very intrigued with both championship matches. I'm very intrigued with Randy Orton versus Gunther. I really want to see how Gunther performs in front of his homeland of Deutschland. And then I also want to see the story develop between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Is there more to what we are led to see? Is there going to be a turn? Is there not going to be a turn? I think there are so many questions that are unanswered.
Yeah.
I think that is what makes this match so unpredictable, which I think for a championship match just adds to the intrigue.
And that's not a bad thing, too, because each week with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, they've just been leaving us with more questions. And I'm looking forward to getting some of those answers tomorrow out of that match. And I say some because I do think that if there is a turn, the feud obviously continues after the PLE.
Yes.
Yeah, but who's to say the turn is what you expect to see?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, a certain Scottish psychopath once came out to a song that says, "You never hear the shot that takes you down."
Yep.
But we also know from a Viper's past, there's always a plan B. Maybe the man they call the game has a plan B on the creative of this matchup.
Right? I wonder, because we've all heard the negativity and everybody criticizing Cody's run, saying it's been bland and he doesn't really get across unless he's crying or mentions his dad in his promos. Do we maybe see Cody make that turn?
I believe that's what Parrish was hinting at, dude.
See, I was looking at it as the Randy heel turn or a KO turn going full blown heel turn.
Right, but that's the thing. Everybody would expect KO to turn because KO turns on every one of his friends.
Right.
Or has turned on every one of his friends, I should say.
I like that Cody shirt.
Another thing that you can now get is you can now purchase replica snap-on jackets from WWE.com that are Cody Rhodes.
Nice.
I'm very curious in what they cost. Whoa. They're listed at the U.S. price of $580.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh.
That's a bit out of my price range.
Right.
Well, in the words of an umpire or an announcer, it's a bit outside. And now we are getting a video package for the SmackDown Women's Champion Nia Jax as she sets face for defense against Michin in a street fight later tonight.
Yes.
What I liked about that is it showcased how dominant she was in this current run she's in right now and her previous run, because there were scenes of her beating up Alexa Bliss in there as well.
Yep.
Can anybody explain to me why Nia chose that to be the replacement crown?
I really would like to, but I can't because I hate that crown too.
I don't hate it. I just don't understand why you go from this big gold one to a tinfoil replica.
Yeah. What I do like about what she's doing with that, the Queen gimmick, is she's still carrying it around even though she has the Women's Championship right now.
Well, and I think, too, it's one of those things where now I'm seeing the trend because we did see Zelina Vega do the same. We're seeing Nia Jax do the same. Is this going to be one of those things where every woman who is Queen of the Ring moving forward, are they going to be using this as a gimmick for a while? Or are they going to say, hey, I'm going to be more like Gunther. Yes, I want it. I don't put on the crown because it's not who I am. I am a ring general. I am still who I was before this. My target is just the championship opportunity that comes with winning.
So we have Abhijad, Alicia saying hello, everyone, asking what we're talking about, and won't we mind carrying her along or carrying them along?
Yeah, we're chatting wrestling and watching Friday Night Smackdown.
Yes, we are. We are just three guys who love the wrestling industry, and we like to rib each other, watch the show, live reactions, and analysis.
Because we're the three best friends that anyone can have.
So as you are watching us on Twitch there, Abhijad, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, so please correct me if I'm saying it wrong.
Which you probably are.
How did you come across our channel?
And she's coming in saying, my name seems hard to pronounce, I guess.
Right?
WWE coming to a city near you tomorrow, Berlin, Germany. You don't say.
Well, it would have been funny had they referenced it as Berlin, Ontario, which is now Kitchener.
Hey, next Friday, Edmonton. What up?
Yep. Next Friday, Parrish will not be here on the Smackdown Security Detail, as he will be Smackdown next Friday in Edmonton.
I will be a live drinking sign making correspondent. Yes, we are making signs.
All right. And yours is going to have either the Turnbuckle Studios logo, or you're going to be promoting our shows.
Whoa. Don't assume that I could draw. All right. I don't download Photoshop because I'm an artiste with the pen. Well, just to save the name from our embarrassment, we'll call you Elijah. But thank you, or Alicia. Thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully this unstresses your part of the day. Work is stressful. It's why I left at 2:00 my time.
And she just says, call her Alicia. We will do that. No, we're not about to leave. We are here until 10 p.m. Eastern time.
For another hour and 15.
Yeah.
Because it might be a different time zone for her.
Yes.
I'm assuming a her. Let us know.
She just got back from work, from what I can tell here. And she says her work day was stressful as well. So we all know those pains. 1:45 a.m. there.
1:45.
So can we ask where you're at? Where you're from, Alicia?
I am going to assume, or I'm going to assume England.
Yeah.
Let's go Wales just to be different.
Oh, Africa. That's cool.
Was I closer geography from a location standpoint?
No, you weren't.
Well, it is what it is. But Africa was my second guess.
I bless the rains down in Africa.
It's kind of funny. I think Africa, I kind of think Lion King a little bit. And I was holding my son today. I don't like this. I'm like, Simba. I don't know why that made me like reference it. It was funny.
I do that all the time, especially with my cat. I'll do that just out of nowhere. And then I'll put her down. She'll run off and then look behind like, Dad, what the hell was that?
It was funny.
Okay, so the next time you do that, I'm going to come and whack you across the head with my walking stick and then tell you forget about it. It's in the past.
Wait, so every time he comes, you're going to whack him with your walking stick? Alicia, this is not stuff we do. This is just stuff that OMD does.
She's a medical doctor, so she works overnight. That's awesome.
Yes, that is. And night shifts, how I no longer miss them.
Oh, me too. Especially working overnights in a grocery store.
Yep.
Used to do that right here at the grocery store across the street from me with Carl and our good friend Josh Meisner.
Yep.
Mine and OMD's good friend Parrish, I should say.
Yes, I used to work overnights with.
Maybe I know him too.
With Carl Carafel, and for a very, very brief time, our good friend Josh Meisner.
I didn't even know he worked there at one time.
Very, very briefly.
See, a good friend would know that.
Well, I do know that. I do know where. I do.
Alicia, go get some sleep. Enjoy your night.
And if you want to join us tomorrow for Bash at Berlin, it'll be at about, let's see, since it's
6 p.m. her time.
1:44 her time in the morning. That's about what? 6 hours? 7 hours? Yeah, it'll about 8 p.m.
It's 5 hours to 1:44 a.m.
Well,
Yeah, but Paris is
me.
in a different time zone.
Yeah. Bye, Alicia. Thanks for joining us.
Night, Alicia. Thank you.
This is what I work with. Fallingly. Well, we'll take it.
Yeah. So I'm just noticing that, holy Christ, I'm drawing a brain fart. Who just took out Baron Corbin just now?
Angel Garza.
No,
Berto's in the ring. Santos Escobar's on ringside.
yeah, Santos
With
just
Elektra
took down.
Lopez as the
Yeah.
female.
Yeah, I know who Elektra Lopez is.
Oh, sure. I know the one with
No,
the
but
breasts.
I was gonna say I noticed we got Santos out there basically directing traffic.
Yep. And he just threw Corbin into the steps.
On OMD's screen.
Now, people, do you know why I have alcohol during these shows?
Yes, my signal runs behind these other two guys. So
No, it's not even that. It's the fact that the conversation right before was Best did not know the name of who did it, and then you just flat out did it as well as doing it like right after we talked about it. It was so many layers of funny for this guy.
I think I'm getting a little bit of a contact high from what I'm doing right now. So I'm not going to say on screen what I'm doing right now because of certain copyrights. Or not copyrights, but certain guidelines from YouTube.
Isn't it nice that we're seeing Tonga Loa actually hit the spots properly now?
Yeah. Is it just me, or does anybody else get D'Angelo family vibes off some of those promos?
I don't necessarily get D'Angelo vibes. I just think it's a different way to do it because, I mean, remember the Bloodline did kind of a Scarface movie trailer for WrestleMania 39. And that could have very well been taken from a D'Angelo vibe. But I don't know.
Yeah.
In the same way, the whole gangster stuff kind of does apply because that is exactly how they act. And when I say they, I do mean the Bloodline. So, I mean, yes, but at the same time, we could say the Bloodline was the D'Angelo family before the D'Angelo family too.
Yeah. Well, and not to mention, as I said that, I kind of realized that every time they do those D'Angelo family promos, they're always sitting there eating dinner while they're doing a promo or something, you know?
Yep, and let's not forget that was Legado del Fantasma before the D'Angelo family.
It's true, too.
Actually, that's technically incorrect. The Legado family did it while feuding with the D'Angelo family.
Yeah.
They just brought it to the main roster first. Now, let's throw this to the other side because Sunday is a show where we three reconnect for the PLE Patrol. That is No Moisey. That's right. It's an old Adam Sandler-esque. What is the match we're all looking forward to? Let's start with the obvious. Chris Best.
I mean, Joe Hendry and Ethan Page. Although I surprised OMD on Tuesday when I told him who I'm predicting to win.
Ethan Page.
Yeah, I went with Ethan Page.
You did.
He thought I was going to go Joe Hendry.
I did 100%.
Do we need to re-educate you on the matches?
Yes, please.
Okay, well, first you want to go to wikipedia.com. You want to swipe in. No, what we have is Ethan Page versus the good old Joe Hendry. We also have Lola Vice. Kalani Jordan, going up against Wendy Chu for the North American. We have Obafemi going up against Tony D'Angelo for the men's North American. We have Lola Vice taking on Roxanne Perez for the women's championship. And then I believe the tag team match is the rematch, if I'm not mistaken. Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus Chase U.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have Zachary Wentz taking on Wes Lee. Is there another one I'm missing?
No, you got them all. Well, no, wait. Who'd you say was taking on Roxanne Perez?
Lola Vice.
Lola Vice.
It's not. It's Jada Parker.
Oh, yeah. I get them mixed up.
I'm going to say this. Yes, I am looking forward to Joe Hendry and Ethan Page, but I am going to actually go with Tony D'Angelo and Obafemi.
The one I'm most curious about, because I want to see if it brings out a different side of them, is Wesley and Zach Wentz. The one I expect to be the match of the night, I'm going with the women's North American Championship match with Kalani and Nichu, because I think that one is your dark horse match.
Right.
I said the exact same thing on Turnbuckle Talk, and I really kind of thought, OMD, that you were going to say Kalani Jordan, because I know you've been a little bit high on her as of late.
I have. No, my show stealer for the night is actually going to be the tag team title rematch, Chase U versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
We got Nick Aldis in the ring right now.
would assume he's going to bring out Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Now, a name that I think we can consider could be a surprise opponent for LA Knight, though. What about a returning Shinsuke Nakamura?
I would be 100% down for that. Where has he been lately anyways? Is he just not being used right now, or is he hurt, or what?
No, could be enjoying some time off.
I mean, the last we even heard of him was the recent tour in Japan they did.
I'm loving the Tron at the top. Just gives a little added difference of a look.
I agree. As I'm watching this show and I'm thinking about like all the European dates they've had in the WWE in the past year, I'm kind of intrigued to see where else they go as far as further shows. I kind of want to see them go to countries that we've never really seen them go to, you know?
I mean, I would have really loved to see a show in Partsukanon, but I mean, I don't know if they're ready yet. But
yeah.
I mean, I'd love to see Mexico City. I'd love to see something like that. Especially, how can you not, just with Rey Mysterio still being there, with how much steam Dom has going, with the LWO, with the Garza family and the Legado del Fantasma, all the representation there.
Yeah.
But then again, Japan, do a big PLE in Japan. Go right smack in the home of Wrestle Kingdom and do something big.
Yes. I wouldn't mind seeing, as you alluded to, countries we wouldn't normally see. How about something in Brazil?
That was one of the countries that came to my mind, and I thought Rio de Janeiro right away because they've got several huge stadiums there that they could do show at. But no, Japan, I'd be all for that. And I'm wondering, with Japan, would you bring people from Marigold, given the whole relationship between WWE and Marigold at the moment?
I have a one-up one for you. How about Saturday night, you do your PLE.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday night, You do Evolution 2 WWE versus Marigold.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Another place I'd like to see them go, and I know it's a European country, but we don't see it all that often, Ireland.
Well, I'm sure the boys at OSW Review would like that.
Call the PLE Dublin down.
Dublin or nothing.
Noah.
Tony Khan. There's a pun that you're probably too dumb to pick up on.
And we got Noah coming in. You do not want Ireland or Scotland, just not. Well, we just did a show in Scotland, so.
And I mean, with the Irish representation, though, when it's Becky Lynch, when she does come back to WWE, people get this AEW crap out. Or you have Lyra Valkyria, you have Finley, you have so many representations there. Those are just the ones
Finn
that are
Balor, Sheamus,
JD McDonough, Irish Ace,
Brogan Finley. If they ever debut him in NXT.
I mean, we just had Elijah in there. Why not a show in Africa?
Right?
Yeah.
Don't do Heat Wave down there, though.
Eh.
Bash at the beach.
The Great African Bash.
I mean, I just. I mean, I said Japan, but I'll just go to the other one. How about China? The land of the rising Sunday night main event. Come on.
I gotta wonder what he just whispered to him. I spoiled that for OMD. I just realized that.
He said, make sure you follow Turnbuckle Studios Live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Either that or it was something else. Just saying. Could have been.
Excuse me.
Hi, I'm Peppa Pig.
Well, it worked with Dr. Peppa Burp.
Oh, I just wait for the days that Memphis is bugging you to watch it there, Parrish.
No. What makes you think I don't already know it? Oh, blew your mind, didn't I?
Yeah, maybe Parrish PVR's the show for himself to watch.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, one of my fantasy team names is Hi, I'm Peppa Pigskin. Yeah. And I made an AI generated version of Peppa Pig as a football, so in your face.
And I'm going to guess you've got a Bluey team too, don't you?
A what?
A Bluey team.
I only go for the main character.
The main character is Bluey.
No, the main character is the one whose name is the show. I don't go, hey, I'm going to make a Seinfeld reference and go to Kramer. Although I do have a Kramer t-shirt. That's beside the point.
I don't know. I've never actually watched Seinfeld.
Yeah, I know. You don't watch TV, but apparently you know Peppa Pig too, so. No. You didn't even mention your kid. You just started dropping all this knowledge on the show. Don't even go there. You're a closet fan and you know it. Yeah, there you go. See? And all this because I was making fun of this guy for burping.
I like how it all turned around on OMD, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, he tried to make a wisecrack. Speaking of wisecrack, do you have to go use the bathroom yet?
Nope, not yet.
So again, we're seeing a lot of TNA inclusion and WWE inclusion in both TNA and WWE's products. I'm thinking for WWE 2K25, how cool would it be if they had TNA wrestlers to play as in that game?
Well,
is that even a possibility?
Here's something. Jordan Grace has confirmed already that when she was at the Rumble, her motion scan was done. Now, what does that tell you about WWE 2K20 next?
That tells me we're going to see some TNA inclusion.
No, we're going to see members of the Total Nonstop Action roster. But good guess.
We're not getting tested Albert as we're not getting tested Albert as DLC.
OMD as the 2-second delay came, he got.
But I wonder if we're gonna get like not just wrestlers, but even like TNA arenas and whatnot.
Who knows? We just know that Best will be doing a My Rise with a Joe Hendry character.
No, there'll be a rise, all right.
Yeah, there will be a rise, all right.
Couldn't take a man bite out of that chip. I'm just saying. That Uber Eats commercial bugs me because it's just how much I want to punch that guy in the mouth and then steal his bag of chips and like put them all in my face because that's how a man eats.
You mean, and I'm not going to crunch in your guy's ears, but
you don't have to do it.
Just like this?
Oh my God. When the cow goes moo. Chris Bass utters the cow, and he shows you how it's made.
Where's Vinci actually from? Italy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You haven't picked up on that?
No. For all I know, he could be
Giovanni Vinci.
for all I know,
Like,
he could be
that.
from
That doesn't sound like a West Virginia type name.
Well, for all I know, he could be from right here in our city because, like, we've got so many Italians in our city.
Oh, so you know they're Italian?
Yep, I do because my stepfather was Italian.
Oh, was his name Giovanni or Vinci by chance?
No, his last name was Torello. Hardcore Italian.
So I've really noticed, though, this crowd has been a lot quieter tonight than any of the other international shows that we've seen.
I don't know. They seemed pretty hot to me.
I think what WWE is able to do is they're able to consolidate the noise to make sure that it's TV friendly.
Mm-hmm.
When LA Knight was out, you definitely could hear him.
Oh yeah, they weren't letting LA Knight speak.
What's actually ironic about this matchup and is that before Andrade in NXT was paired with Zelina Vega, he did a lot of showboating and a lot of unfocused behavior in his matches. And the reason why I say it's ironic is I see nothing but that in Carmelo's game as of late, as instead of going for a pin, trying for a win after hitting that springboard clothesline, he wastes time by going up top, taking too long getting caught. That's very uncharacteristic of Carmelo, and I'm seeing a lot of the same tendencies come out of him that Andrade once had in NXT before being corrected by Zelina Vega.
Right. I'm totally see where you're coming from, because you just made me think of that one spot he used to do where he'd get whipped into the ropes and then he'd catch himself and just like kind of, you know what I mean?
Which he still does. It's just more of a tactic than it is as a showboat maneuver. Now that we're seeing Andrade back with WWE, it looks like he has found a groove. And it looks like he has definitely found a rhythm here. And what I think is very good for him is it's going to put him in the conversation of, okay, is this guy not just ready for a mid-card title, but is he ready for that next step? And I think the more consistency we see out of Andrade right now, I think the closer we are to that as being part of the conversation.
It's a bit of an in-ring maturity we're seeing from him, right? We talked earlier about possible contenders for LA Knight's U.S. title. Andrade could very well be one of those dudes.
And that's why I kind of go there with the, is he mid-card title-esque, or should he go to something else? Because right now he is the current speed champion. And regardless of what people might say, we aren't exactly seeing main eventers on that show, but we are seeing a lot of the quote-unquote mid-card on that show.
Right.
So I wonder if maybe the speed title is considered a X or / Twitter mid-card championship. And if that's the case, does Andrade not make a play for one of the major titles?
If I'm Andrade, I most definitely would. Which is honestly really something I thought they would have done with Ricochet as well when he was the speed champion. And it kind of felt like they were going that way until Ricochet decided he was not going to resign.
Right.
I still would have loved to see Ricochet in a heel persona before leaving. But, I mean, I think Ricochet made the right choice of what he did do based on his skill set and how he likes to perform. I just think he needed to slow down and connect a little bit more with the crowd if he wanted to stay in WWE.
Well, and that's why he's now getting a feud with Will Ospreay.
Well, actually, Pac is feuding with Will Ospreay right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they're building to a potential feud between Ricochet and Ospreay, because Ospreay did come out and interrupt Ricochet's victory on Wednesday.
So, a couple of interesting potential wrinkles. especially for NXT No Mercy, as Zachary Wentz has won the TNA X Division Championship. So do we see that match maybe go on the line, or that title go on the line Sunday at No Mercy?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I don't think it needs it right now. I think right now that you got to let the story of what they have kind of go.
It could build to a potential X Division title match.
And Blair Davenport is at TNA Emergence tonight.
That would probably actually explain the absence of one Bobby Stats in our chat, because he's probably watching TNA.
Now, I'm going to pose this one to you, gentlemen. Now, we've been seeing a lot of the Unholy Union on TV of late, on all three brands, and they have defended the belts on all three bands. Do we see them get involved in the crossover?
I wouldn't mind it.
Only as long as they're going up against the Knockout Tag Team Champions, because that would be something that would intrigue me.
Mm-hmm.
There is no Knockouts Tag Team Championship anymore.
Then why?
What about a team of like Wendy Chu and Rosemary, or if they brought back Decay and had Rosemary with Havoc?
But at the same time, why wouldn't they just come to NXT then? If I'm champions, I'm not going to another brand looking for it. It's their job to come to me as the champion. Now, if there's something for them over at TNA, I can understand it. But for me, I'd have to see the reason of how that benefits them to go over.
Are there established women groups over in TNA right now?
Oh, no, sorry. Yes, there are Knockouts Tag Team Championships. It's Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards.
I was going to say, I think.
Yeah.
Thought they did. Because that would be the reason why, in my eyes, is collecting more women tag titles.
So in the match title card for this match, they're actually counting. They're showing like how many times Andrade has won versus Carmelo Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see a best of 5 between these two? Say if Melo takes the win in this one?
I hope not. This needs to be the end of it. I've grown tired of this.
I would assume you can't finish a story with the heel winning.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to do something solidified. If Andrade was to win, then no, I don't see the point.
Right.
But if they're tied at 2 apiece, then yes, I do. And then you have to have that has to do something for the winner and something for the loser.
Yeah. So it's just like as OMD stated when we were talking about the strap match on Tuesday, and how you had said, OMD, that you want Punk to win so that it ties up the 1-to-1 between Drew and Punk, and then we get to that third match.
Right. But this, and I realize it's sort of the first big feud that both of these two have had since Andrade's return and Melo's call-up. But at the same time, this has now been going for, 6 weeks with 3 matches. So I think this sort of needs to be the blow-off.
But again, how can you blow it off if it's even?
Yeah, because that's the question I'm asking is, do we see another match if Melo wins?
I personally hope not. Because there's really, unless the next match is a number 1 contenders match, there's nothing to be gained from a 5th match other than pride.
Yeah.
But I think we all have to understand, isn't this not a best out of 3?
I think that's what they're counting that as.
I mean, and I'll admit that I find it a little bit different. Like, if we know we're getting something that we're being told is a best of 7 series, then I'm looking more forward to it. If it's just sort of something that's played out time and again, with nothing to be gained.
As OMD just got the finish because I can hear his TV.
See, I couldn't because you were talking loudly.
Yeah.
No, I was saying, if they're to win, I would just do them in a 1 match, best of 3 falls. It's over after that.
Yeah.
See, and I don't want that. I think if you're going to do 1 more match, just make it the 1 fall to the finish.
But this is where I'd think about maybe adding the 3 stages of hell or something and doing something to where one person picks a stipulation, the other one picks it, and then if it goes to the third, this is the one that we give you. And then now whoever is that eventual winner has gone through so much that, yes, to the point of Chris Best, now they are absolutely deserving of an opportunity for a championship. And that is what maybe they get. And then all of a sudden, this is all done for a reason, a purpose, and we have something to look forward to at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, as I called them, the title matches we saw last week here on SmackDown, essentially they were all token title matches for the Street Profits and who fought LA Knight last week? I don't remember.
Santos Escobar.
Yeah,
but
Santos.
yeah, it was the token match to.
Santos Escobar was actually the number 1 contender, though.
Yeah, he actually earned that, as did the Street Profits.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm not denying that they didn't earn it, but they were just token matches. Like, we knew they weren't going to win.
Well, I wouldn't say I didn't think the Profits didn't stand a chance, because there's part of me that wonders, okay, maybe Roman was going to cost them the titles. There's always that. To me, that was still very a realistic possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think that's exactly how the Bloodline loses the tag titles. It's because of Roman.
Yeah, and who's to say that the Street Profits aren't done with the tag titles, or that Santos Escobar isn't done with LA Knight?
Well, let's hope not, because I'm pretty sure next week we're getting an 8-man tag of the Bloodline versus DIY and the Street Profits.
That you guys are. That's a dark match, though, is it not?
I don't know. I just know that
No,
I get to watch
that's
it
why
live.
they did the Bloodline promo, because he said, if I took out my own brothers, how are you 4 going to fare?
I thought it was announced as a dark match on the Scott Stanford's thing.
Which means I get a Jacob Fatu match next week.
Speaking of our buddy, our pal Scott Stanford. I like how, well, actually, probably after tomorrow, but I like how right now Randy Orton's front and center for SmackDown, but that'll be the case after tomorrow night too. He will be back to SmackDown more than likely.
So the graphics correct then. If
Yeah.
he listens.
I realized that as I was about to say that, you know.
Variant order of 12 seconds are best.
Yep.
Or buddy or pal, Chris Best.
I took my lessons from Scott Stanford.
All right, I will be right back.
And there's the locker room visit.
That ain't a running, people. But then again, let's hope it's not a run out. Oh yeah, you don't have the graphics up on here.
No, I gotta get them off Carl. Actually,
You just upload this stuff to the turnbook. Yeah.
oh wait, he does do them all in Canva, and I believe I can access his stuff on Canva. So. What diabolical scheme are you up to right now?
Don't worry about it.
Tomorrow, 11 a.m., the countdown to Bash in Berlin. I will probably not be watching that. I'll probably have it on in the background while I do other things around the house.
As Nia Jax is in the ring awaiting her challenge in Michin.
And Michin is channeling her inner Raven and bringing a shopping cart full of weapons to the ring.
Quote the Michin, nevermore. I don't understand this mentality by Michin, but I'm actually going to say I'm not a big fan of that.
I was trying to get behind it, but that kind of felt like a chicken shit heel kind of move, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the logical side of me was thinking, why didn't Nia grab a weapon when she got knocked out by the shopping cart there?
Because maybe Nia is the weapon.
That's the other thought I came to as well.
Michin, get the table.
Kind of a slow start to this match here.
I'm okay with that. Let it organically pick up.
Yep. And the more I see these Beetlejuice commercials, the more I want to see the movie.
Well, I couldn't assume we were going to get a sequel to it, and it's not good. Yeah, in order to delete the dead space that we've had going on.
Yes.
Thoughts on the show so far?
I'm actually really enjoying this.
Yes, it has been highly entertaining.
But I've come to the conclusion on something when it comes to these SmackDowns before the PLE. Most of these shows kind of feel like what would be pre-show matchups, and that's not really a bad thing.
Not at all.
It's almost like they're trying to establish the product before the show. Like the show itself is going to sell, and they're aware of that. People do want to see Bash at Berlin. They know why the WWE is in town, but what they want to do is use this show as kind of a prelude to the PLE.
Yeah, sort of like a warm-up for the crowd, you know?
Yeah. Like maybe the street fight is to get you prepared for the strap match. Maybe the tag team match is there to help you get invested in the 2 tag matches tomorrow night. Obviously, you're selling your KO and your Cody Rhodes. And then Kaiser is there to kind of get you amped up for Gunther.
Yeah.
As Kaiser's going up against a champion, just like Gunther is going up to defend his championship. So,
Now, do we see the first hints of Tiffany Stratton cashing in tonight, or do we let that build until she gets some more reps?
I think Tiffany gets involved, but I'd be pretty certain that if she gets involved, we're probably going to see Bayley as well, just based on how the story is kind of going.
Yeah, because I was going to say, we haven't seen Bayley since SummerSlam, so...
No, I was going to say, so you guys are anticipating a Bayley return here tonight in Berlin?
Yeah.
It'd be a good way to go out on this show and keep that crowd hype, you know?
Because maybe we're in line to see something that a return tomorrow. And maybe that's what Bayley could be the prelude to that. I don't know. That's if she's there. I'm just assuming that if we were to get Tiffany, we'd get somebody to even the odds. And right now, the main person there would be Bayley.
Right.
But as for her teasing a cash in on Nia, I don't think we get that just yet.
Okay.
No, if we were to see Tiffany Stratton, and I think the perception could be, is she there to help Nia or cash in on Nia, just like it's kind of been the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think either way, we're going to have that as a perception, but I do think it's going to just be Tiffany there to help Nia. Just kind of like how people thought last week. Was KO going to turn or not?
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like it, but it didn't. It wasn't what we thought.
Right.
Michin's taking a really long time with that table.
Yeah. She ain't no Devon, all right?
No, she ain't.
That was really well executed.
See the assist that Nia gave too?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You could tell Nia was helping her out. Oh. Okay, I see what well, there was that subtle tease that you talked about, Parrish.
Everything's not always what it seems. There's always going to be a little bit more.
Again, I got to refer to that Raw where you were right on everything.
Dun, dun, dun.
Does that still blow your mind when you think back to that episode, or?
Nah, I'm good at what I do.
Oh, you just called it.
I wouldn't mind a Bailey and Tiffany Stratton feud, to be honest with you. I think that'd
Me
be
neither.
I think that'd be. We've talked about star making matches. That would be a star making feud for Tiffany.
Yep.
Oh. Now this looks like a can-do attitude.
Jesus. Yeah, I agree with you there, Parrish. Wow.
Annihilator? Oh.
That finish was that was wow.
Yep.
But overall, that was a good show, a good way to hype the crowd for the remainder of the weekend in Berlin.
Absolutely.
That finish was just wow.
Yep.
Can you imagine if somebody like if Yokozuna did that? Just scary.
I mean,
Yep.
he's also putting 300 more pounds on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the scary thing.
Maybe even more. Actually, probably even more.
Yeah,
Closer to
because
400.
yeah, I was gonna say he was a big dude.
Yes, he was.
I just love how like Nia's able to like keep her stance on the sit down. Like you can definitely tell
Right.
she's a lot more confident and like just more smooth in that ring.
Yeah.
A lot more safer, I would say as well.
I see that's the thing. I don't even think the safety was a concern. I think it's just being more confident in yourself. Just like that's the thing. Wrestling is all about confidence and all about just being mentally focused. And if you're not, that's where the slip ups can happen. Not to mention, some of those slip ups, I really tell people go back and watch them. Tell me that they were completely all on her. And if you think they are, then I question whether or not you are really knowledgeable about the business.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
I mean, I'll be the first to admit there have been times where I've gone into the ring and my confidence wasn't there, and I've screwed up. I will flat out admit that.
and Nia Jax has been that. She's been there. She said there was a time period where I just was not. I didn't have my full confidence. There were times there I didn't have good matches, and times I had bad moments. That's what it is. Hey,
Every wrestler goes through that.
it happens. It's part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just like giving out those show thrills is part of the game of us when we finish a stream.
Yeah.
So OMD, why don't you vape out for a second and let us know where people can find you?
The people can find me on the Book of Faces at Daniel Horisic, HRYCYK, on Snapchat, One Man Dynamic, capitals on OM&D, on Twitch at OMD17, and Discord at OMD6370.
All right, and Mr. Parrish, how about you?
The people can find me over at my link tree at linktr.ee/Chris Parrish. You can also find me over at the Chris Parrish Podcast Live every Sunday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, live on my Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube page. You can find me back here tomorrow morning for the Bash at Berlin PLE Patrol, and then again Sunday evening for the PLE Patrol with No Mercy. And then also, if you happen to be running out of energy while trying to follow all of my activities, make sure you're going to rogueenergy.com, putting in an order, and when you get to that checkout screen, use the promo code PARISH, PERISH, to save yourself 10%. So not only can you save some money, but you can be highly refreshed as you follow the journey of finding out where I am.
You just reminded me I do need to go on Rogue Energy and look at shaker cups there. So
Currently, if you go to Rogue Energy and you want to be an ass and you don't want to use my code, go doing a buy one get 150% off with the BOGO50 as a promo code as well. See, I plug the people, not just myself.
all right, and you guys can find me at I'm freezing up here actually. There we go. You can find me at youtube.com at CBRS Entertainment, twitch.tv CBRS_entertainment, threads.net at CBSFilms83, facebook.com Chris.best83, tiktok.com at CBRS.entertainment. And if you want to find out everything that's going on over at Turnbuckle Studios, we've got ourselves a little commercial that we can show you. And OMD, what are those famous words that Carl Carafel likes to go out with, as we are going to go out with a preview to Bash in Berlin?
Ladies and gentlemen, the world is a scary place. Take care of each other. From all of us here at the Boar's Nest and Turnbuckle Studios, good night, good luck, we out.
I've been running for miles, just another day, waiting for the sun to shine in vain. Welcome to my world, yeah.